So how did you come up with dad jokes? What was I know you were saying how the CEOs wanted you to have certain shows, but what was the genesis? What was like, okay, I'm gonna know about dad jokes and create this into a show?
Well, I guess technically the genesis would be back in college, me being obsessed with people breaking character and then trying to get back. Like, I'm a huge fan of The Office. That's like my comedy Bible. So I was such a big fan. I would just put on the blooper reels because I myself wasn't an actor, but I liked finding out about other art forms. Like I did stand up all throughout college with no intentions of being a stand up comedian. I just loved being in a green room and seeing comedians talk about jokes the same way that musicians are in the green room talking about songs. I loved the connection, being a musician around comedians. So it was the exact same thing with that kind of stuff. So I didn't know much about acting, but to see a character like a Dwight, who is like this, very, very detailed character, think something is funny in a scene and break character like, oh, dude, that was hilarious. And you're like, what voice is that? And then you see them snap back. Like, I love stuff like that. I love watching Whose Line Is It Anyway? All those, and I didn't invent anything new. Like, You Laugh, You Lose has been a challenge online forever. The corny jokes thing has been a challenge online. So it was what I feel like what I brought to it was two things. I kept them in, every You Laugh, You Lose challenge is once you laugh, it's either over or that person is gone, Right. But I really liked the Office blooper reel approach, which was breaking character of somebody you like seeing online and then trying to get it back, and then naturally that led to keeping score. So it was really like those two adjustments that made it pop. But then I think the third thing was having original comedians writing original jokes. You know what I mean? Like how many times are people going to turn the camera on and say the same popsicle stick jokes? Like corny jokes has been a thing forever, and it's been like the same 300.
Right.
So once we had a mix of original jokes, like that first episode with Kev versus Tony, it was so raw. We didn't even have the text jokes in. We now we have like all the text, but a mix between like newer jokes. I don't think he wrote this, but the like, how do you find Will Smith in the snow? You look for Fresh Prince. Like that's a little bit more modern. I don't think he wrote that, but then that mixed with the ridiculous things that Tony was originally writing, that's what made it its own thing, And I feel like just those small adjustments was immediately appreciated by the internet, and I'm sent like, it's almost, I don't know if this is like to like pat me on the back or be like aha, but like people will send me like the French version of dad jokes, or like a board game, or like a card game that somebody made in Spain of dad jokes, and it will have like literally original jokes from the show in it.
Well, see, that was the whole reason why I was asking about ownership, because that was something. Yeah. Oh shit. But that's the whole reason I even asked that question originally, though, because I know, like, for instance, I sold a show to CBS a while ago, and the first thought out of the exec mind was, oh, okay, well, we just need to switch it up so we could sell it to Europe, and we want to have this same show in Europe, and we want to have the same show in Australia. They're automatically thinking globally the other money that they could make off of that same, IP, intellectual property.
Like,
anybody
American Idol. There's American Idol like Spain, American Idol London. You know what I mean? Like and it's different hosts, different everything. At that point, you just are selling the IP, and then you have something that happens like The Voice. The Voice is American Idol, but the chairs are turned around. That small adjustment, boom, 30 seasons. You know what I mean? It's a very interesting game.
Who was the first big name celebrity that y'all had other than Russell Simmons? Who was the first celebrity that you all had on ADD or on a show that you created?
Oh, on a show that I made. That's tough because Roast Me and Dad Jokes were like our 7th or 8th show.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a lot of, I don't know. I would say that the standouts were when, I don't know which was first. The moments was definitely Will Ferrell versus Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, because I just remember looking at that like, what is happening right now? Cedric, the Entertainer versus Tracy Morgan was amazing, and also definitely going against Sam Jackson, the original Shaft, and Regina King. Like that was amazing.
How did y'all even go about reaching out to them, or what? How did y'all reach out to them, or did they publicists reach out to you? What was the dynamics of even getting them?
So that was the cool thing about Dad Jokes was that it was popular, but it was also Black. So we had a lot of movies reach out to us because they feel like we had the Black demo. Wow. And that was it was almost like an affirmative action way in, but I did not mind because
Right.
here I was walking into like a Fox movie lot with slides on. Everybody's looking at me like who is this, 20-something-year-old kid? Like what? Like it was a great feeling because I felt it. Everybody was like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Yep, action," And it was cool because I got to experience like some very very major parts of the business that I didn't feel like, I don't know how else I would have gotten in there. So it's like when something like Daddy's Home 2 comes out and Universal will reach out to us like, yo, we can provide talent, or can you just do an activation for us, like with your talent, but it's like, brought to you by this. So there's just different deals that were coming in, but the money was cool, but I wasn't seeing any of it. So like the cool thing for me was when we could use their talent, So
Right.
that was sort of just like the way, we were able to work with John Cena, who I watched wrestling, growing up. So it was just like, it was movie studios hitting us up to get the Black demo. So that kind of gave us a lot of Black movies too. Like we were doing like This Christmas, Shaft, you know what I mean? Like the Tracy Morgan show. So we definitely got a lot of Black projects, but every now and then we would get like a white project like that.